Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a good time. In our last video, we talked about scales in general, we talked about tetrachords, and we learned how to find the whole and the half steps on the piano. We also talked about scale degrees. And in today's lesson, we will be learning more about key signature and the order of the sharps and flats. And at the end of the video, I'll be showing you a chart of the scales that we will be learning in the next video. So are you ready? Let's get started. So the key signature, it's either a group of sharps or a group of flats. First, let's start with sharps. So each note we learned about, remember we said we have 7 notes in music. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that means we have 7 sharps as well, because each note has its own sharp. So we have 7 sharps: C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and B sharp. But they have to go in order. So I'll be showing you 3 ways to remember the order of sharps. The first way we can remember is we can say fat cats go down alleys eating birds. If you take the first letter of each word, then we get the order of sharps. So we're starting with F sharp from fat, then cats we have C sharp, then go down G, D, G sharp, D sharp, alleys A sharp, eating E sharp, birds B sharp. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, B sharp. That's the order of the sharps. The second way is you can find it through looking at the piano or the keyboard. And if you pretend that you're marching, like right, left, pretend that you're marching with your feet and then you have the right foot, left foot, like that, going towards your right. So if you start on F sharp, you can play first F sharp, then C sharp. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. And it's like that. We're marching. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, B sharp. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right. It's like we're marching. So this is the second way to memorize how to remember the order of sharps. And last way, I'll be showing it to you here on my screen. So I'll be drawing a circle. Let's pretend that this is like a clock, and I will start with C sharp. So we can go ahead and I can say that we have here a C sharp. Then we go down a little bit to D sharp. C sharp, D sharp, same order we know. E sharp, F sharp, C, D, E, F, G, G sharp. Next we have A sharp. And then last but not least, B sharp. So I went just like starting, for example, from middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. It's like a clock. Now if you draw a star, starting from F, we're going just to draw a star, just like the one we learned to draw as kids. Start from F, go to C, G, D, A, E, B. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, B sharp. So that's basically the order. F, C, G, F, C, G, D, F, C, G, D. Then we have A, then E, and B. And if we start from F, we go this way. This is the order of sharps. Okay? Now, I want to show you an example of how they look like on the staff, okay? So how do they look on the staff? So let's start with the treble clef or the treble staff. We have 5 lines, and we will start on the treble staff. So sharps, we will be using the same order, and luckily sharps, they go in the same place as notes. So the F sharp goes where F note goes, C sharp goes where the C note goes, and so on. And if you remember the order of the notes we learned for space notes, we learned the word face, F, A, C, E. So we have F, A, C, E. This is for space notes. And for line notes, we have every good boy does fine, right? Every good boy does fine. We also have another G here that goes above F, above the last line. So a note that looks like this above line 5, this is G, okay? Now, let's start drawing sharps on the treble staff. Let's start line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 lines, and I'll be drawing the treble clef, okay? The treble clef. So let's start with F sharp. So we have the first line, every good boy does fine. So the last line, line number 5 is F. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a sharp there. And just be careful, make sure to draw the sharp exactly the way the note is or should be. So if the note is on the 5th line and the line goes through the circle, same thing with the sharp sign. Next we have C sharp, and we were gonna use the word face, F, A, C, E, right? And C is right here, so I'll draw the sharp in the middle. So F sharp, C sharp. Then next we have, if you remember, G, right? Fat cats go. So then next we have G. We usually do this G, the one that is above F, okay? So it's not the G that goes on the 2nd line, but this G that goes above F. So F sharp, C sharp, then next is G sharp. Fat cats go down alleys, right? D and A. So this is line D. And just to remind you, from every good boy does fine, right? D, does. Let's write this. So don't get mixed up, okay? Fat cats go down alleys eating birds. This is for the order of sharps, how the sharps should be in order. And every good boy does fine and face, these are for the notes, where the notes should be, or where the sharp should be on the staff, the treble clef staff, or the treble staff, okay? So don't get mixed up. So we have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and then next we have A sharp, and we will be using this A here. Okay, so F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp. Fat cats go down alleys eating birds, E and F. So I'll be using this E from the word face, F, A, C, E. So we have this E. And then last but not least, B from good, every good boy, right? B. Every good boy does fine. So this is the 3rd one, B. And it goes here. Okay? So this is F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and last but not least, B sharp. Okay? So that's the order of sharps. Now I'm gonna give you one last example, another 5 lines. And let's say, for example, we're still on the treble staff. And let's say the song, we can say the song has F sharp, and C sharp, for example. This is the song. We look at this key signature and then, oh, we have two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So whenever you play the song, anywhere you see F note or C note, they're going to be sharp unless we see a natural sign, an accidental natural sign that goes before the note. That means, okay, cancel the sharp and just bring it back to the normal note. So, for example, let's say you started a song and it starts with F sharp, C sharp key signature. And then while you're playing the song, you see this note here, F. I know that this F is here on the last line and it's not down there, but remember, we have so many Fs there. There's this F here and we have another F here, right? And this is from Every Good Boy Does Fine. This is an F. And this is another F here that is between 1 and 2. This is another F. This one here is the one next to C, the middle C. It's the middle octave here. So we have C, middle C, D, E, F. This F here is this one, okay? Between the first and the second line. This F here on the last line on the top, it's the next F, higher F. So from this F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, the next F is that one. So the higher you go on the piano, the higher you go on the staff, okay? So for example, you were playing a song and then you see this note here between the first and the second lines, but it doesn't say sharp, but you already know automatically it's sharp because they mentioned it on the beginning. They mentioned that this note is a sharp. So we already know, okay, it's F sharp, I know. Unless we see this natural sign, and then we're like, oh, okay. Like this. That means, okay, go back to normal F note. Even though they mentioned that it has to be sharp, if it has a natural sign, that means cancel that key signature and just keep the note normal, okay? But that's only inside one measure. So if that note is inside a measure, and then you just go outside this measure, that's it, no more. You already played this one as natural, and then you see another F after that measure, remember, it's going to become sharp again. So this is cancels only for this note or any note that is still inside the same measure. So think about it as an accidental is basically like if it goes in front of a note and this note, let's say, is sick, okay? And if there's the same note inside the same measure again, like if you have F with an accidental, a sharp, or a natural, and then another F after that, they both have to be the same thing. So if we have F sharp here inside the same measure, make sure they're inside the same measure, okay? And then we have another F after this one. This is F, but also it will be sharp, even though it doesn't say sharp here, but we already know since they're both inside the same measure, they have to be the same. So this one is sick, it's going to get the same note sick too, so that's why they're the same. But if there was another F outside that measure, then it's not sharp, okay? Same thing with the natural sign, same rules. If they mention that we have F sharp on the key signature, okay? So the key signature says we have F sharp and C sharp, and then we have, for example, two measures. We have F natural here, okay? And then another F here. Okay, so we have F natural, then another F. This one is going to become natural too. So we will cancel the sharp for this one too, even if it doesn't say that, but we already know because they're both are in the same measure. And if there was another F after, outside that measure, this note will be automatically sharp. Why? because it's not inside that measure. It's in a different measure, okay? Last but not least, we will show the order of sharps on the bass clef, okay? So, I'll be drawing another 5 lines. Same rules for the bass clef. Same rules as the treble clef, okay? Same thing. But of course, the order of the sharps and flats are going to be different because we have different order of notes. And do you remember for line notes, we have good burritos don't fall apart. And for space notes, all cows eat grass, right? So we will be putting the sharps in order. So the F sharp is going to be here. So we have good burritos don't fall. So this is the F on the bass clef, okay? This is F sharp. Then we need C sharp, right? All cows eat grass. So all cows, C. So C is going to be here, and so on, okay? F sharp, C sharp. Then G sharp is going to be here from all cows eat grass, right? So we have G sharp. After G sharp, we have D sharp, right? That's the order. Again, don't forget F, C, G, D, A, E, B. That's the order of sharps. From fat cats go down alleys eating birds, okay? So, again, the order of the lines is good burritos don't fall apart for line notes, and for space notes, all cows eat grass. So don't get mixed up, okay? So we have F sharp, this is the F sharp, and then we have C sharp, then G sharp. Next we have D sharp, right? So good burritos don't fall apart. So don't is this one D. So it's going to be on the line, just like the note D. This is D sharp. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. Then next we have A sharp. All cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. All from A, okay? But actually there is another A that we can use. It's this one, line 5. Okay, we can put the sharp here, but we will be putting the sharp right there, okay? So F, C, G, D, A. Then next we have E. We have all cows eat grass, eat. This is E. And last but not least, from good burritos don't fall apart. This is B on the second line, okay? So A, E, B, okay? So that's the order of sharps on the bass clef. So a quick recap, the sharp key signature, we learned 3 ways to memorize the order of them. We can use fat cats go down alleys eating birds. We can either use the way on the piano, remember, like the marching, we can do right, left, F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Also, we can use the circle that looks like a clock, remember, and then we draw a star starting from F, and then we can just go like that. So you can use your favorite way to remember. Now let's go to flats. Okay, now let's talk about the order of flats. So it's the same thing, same tricks, same ways to memorize. Way number 1, or the first way, is to remember bead, like B-E-A-D. Go catch fish. Bead, B, E, A, D. Then go catch fish, go, which is G, catch, and we're taking C, fish, we're taking F, okay? So it's B, E, A, D, G, C, F. That's way number 1. The second way, the same thing, the marching on the piano, but this way we're going the other direction. So yes, we're doing right, left, same thing, but we're going towards the left. So first, when we were learning about sharps, we said we're starting on F, and then F, C, G, D, A, E, B, right? This time we're going the other way. We're starting with B. We're starting with the last note we ended when we did the sharps. So the last note of the sharps is going to be the first note of flats. And since we in sharps we started with F and we ended with B, this time we're doing the opposite. We're starting with B and ending with F, okay? For flats. So first we're starting with B, and the B is going to be B flat, right? Then we have E, E flat, okay? So B flat, E flat, then we're marching, A flat, D flat, G flat, and then C flat, and then last but not least F flat, right? Remember, for sharps, we go to the black key to the right. If we don't have a black key, we go to the next white key to the right. If it's a flat, we go to the black key to the left, and if we don't have a black key, then we go to the white key to the left, okay? So, again, B flat, let's march. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, F flat, okay? That's the order. This is the second way of remembering the order of flats. The first way, again, it's remembering the words bead, B-E-A-D, go catch fish, G-C-F, if you take the first letter of each word, okay? And the third way is going to be the same way we used for sharps. And we will be using the circle that looks like a clock, remember? I'll draw a circle, and I'll start with same order, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, okay? Just gonna move the C a little bit to the center here. Maybe here, okay? Then I'm gonna give them the flat sign. So C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat, G flat, A flat, and B flat, okay? And we will draw a star starting from B. Remember, last time for sharps, we started on F. Since flat is the opposite to sharp, we will start the other way around, so the opposite direction. So I'll start drawing a star from B to E to A, and then D, G, C, F. This is the order. So again, from B, I'm going to choose another color, B to E to A to D, G, C, F. So B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, F flat, okay? That's the last way. And now let's see how these flats go in order on the staff, okay? So I'll start with the treble staff, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 5 lines. Same thing, okay? The same order of the notes, same thing, but instead of using a sharp sign, we will be using a flat sign. But it has the same rules, okay? So we have the word bead, so B, E, A, D, go catch fish, go catch fish. Okay, that's the order of flats. Now let's start putting them on the staff. First, we have every good boy does fine, right? Every good boy does fine. So every good boy, B, and the first flat is going to be here on B. Next, E, from the word face, F, A, C, E. So it's going to be here. Same thing. If the note goes on the line, then the flat goes on the line. If the note goes between the lines, then the flat goes between the lines. And then we have A from the word face again, F, A. So it goes in the middle here. B, E, A. Then next we have D, D flat from every good boy does, okay? D. So D is going to be here. G, Every good boy does fine. Every good boy does fine, right? So it's going to be G. Then next C from the word face, F-A-C, because it's a space note. And next F from the word face again, F-A-C-E-F, okay? So if you feel like you can memorize the way flats go on the staff right now, it's fine. As long as you remember the order of them, that's what's really important. That's what's really like most important, okay? Remembering the order of flats. Later on, you can just try to memorize how they go on the staff, okay? But basically, if you know where the notes go, then you can know where the flats go because it's the same order, okay? So B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat, okay? I'll be erasing this now, and I want to show you how they look like on the bass clef, okay? B, E, A, D, go, catch, fish, okay? So this is going to be the bass clef. Okay, so we will start with B again. So remember the pattern for the left hand for line notes. We have good burritos don't fall apart, and for space notes, all cows eat grass. So good burritos don't fall apart. Burritos, we're starting on this B, okay? This is the first flat. Good burritos don't fall apart. Next we have E. So we're gonna say all cows eat grass. E, eat from eat, okay? So B flat, E flat. Then next we have A. We're gonna use this A from all cows eat grass. Again, it's a space note. Next we have D. D on the bass staff here is a line note. So we're using good burritos don't. D, don't. So B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Next we have G flat. All cows eat grass, so it's going to be G, but we're using this G here from good burritos don't fall apart. So we're using this G, not the one from all cows eat grass, because we're going like this. We're going this way. It's like kind of like zigzag. So you can tell that we have another G, but we're actually going for the lower one because we're going in this zigzag motion, okay? So B flat, E flat, then we're going to A flat, D flat, then G flat, okay? From good burritos, good, G. Next we have C. So now that means we're going up. So all cows eat grass. So we're gonna be using this C here. And last but not least, since we're going zigzag motion, so we're going this way, right? Like that. That means we're gonna go down. So I'm gonna be using this F here. That goes under G. Since this one is G, if you just go one note down, it's F, right? It's below the line. The note that exactly on the line is G. And this one below the line is F, right? It's not the other F. I know we say good burritos don't fall apart. This is F, I know that. But since we need to go in zigzag motion, so we're taking this F, the lower F. So I'll be showing you here on the piano. So this is middle C. We have B, A, G, F. This F here, right after the middle C, is this one here, okay? It goes on this fourth line. If you go to the next F, the very low F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, see we're going F. This F is this one here below the first line, okay? So the one on the fourth line is this one here after the middle C straight. The one that is even below that F is the one below line number 1, okay? So last thing I want to share with you guys, since now we know both the order of sharps and the order of flats, just one thing we need to remember, that the flats are the opposite to sharps, right? So I'll be putting an order of notes here. F, C, G, D, A, E, B, okay? If you go from F all the way to B, this is how sharps go. If you go from B to F, that's the order of flats, okay? So let's keep that in mind. So that was it for today's lesson. We learned about the key signature and the order of sharps and flats. In our next lesson, we will be learning more about scales and their types. And as you can see on the screen, we will be talking a little bit about the chromatic scale and the heptatonic scale. And it goes down to the diatonic scale and the minor scales. We have the harmonic minor and the melodic minor. We also have the natural minor, but that one goes under the diatonic scale. And then we have also the major scale. We will be explaining all these types in the next video and in more future videos. If you have any question, please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.